Volunteer State in Antioch, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville. Should be a good one represented here tonight. I heard a day or two ago that this may be better than the NBA All-Star Game. If so, then you know why you paid for this pay-per-view special, and it's being brought to you, as always, by SGB TV. So we'll start first, gentlemen, with Paul. And your knowledge of these players across the country is already well established, as it is for Vince as well. What have you seen from some of these players? What does this mean to them in terms of the pandemic and everything? They get a chance to shine tonight.
Yeah, we have 5 ESPN-ranked prospects, and there's other players in this game that are emerging prospects. And what happens is, with all this talent, you're going to find out who can play and who can't, because there's nowhere to hide in a game like this. But this is a fun game. This is a pickup game. We're talking about the class of 2022, 2023, so they have so much time to grow and improve. We get our first glimpse tonight, and I think it's going to be really exciting.
I certainly agree, Paul. Let's bring in Vince Baldwin. He's Nike's Director of Scouting, and with a title like that, you're covering just as many players, Vince, and you and I have been chatting before tip time here. We got about 10 minutes or so. We'll get this ball game going, but you and I were chatting as well, and much like Paul said, so many great players here tonight. It's hard to pick which one to watch.
Well, it's a room full of talent, so I'm like a kid in the candy shop. I'll be out here watching as many kids as I can. For me, it's a great opportunity to see some of these young guys at the beginning of their careers, because we'll probably be following for the next 4, 5, 6 years all the way to the NBA. Several of these kids have that kind of potential.
Yeah, that's certainly something that we've heard quite a bit of so far, just how much potential is here in this building tonight. Of course, as we look at a couple of pregame shots here, and you're seeing some of these players fall out onto the floor, you get a sense of their size already.
Yeah, the physical size is so impressive for their young grade. I mean, we're talking about rising sophomores, rising juniors, but they look like sophomores and juniors in college, some of these guys. Advanced skill. And I think the name on the board that everyone's excited to see, I know I'm getting a first glimpse at this level, is Mikey Williams. I had a chance to see Mikey at the Big Shots tournament in Myrtle Beach in July, and he came in, played with the Dallas Seawolves. He just fit in with the crowd. Tonight, I think he's going to put on a show for everybody.
Mikey Williams has already put on a show on social media. That's for certain, with over 2 million followers on Instagram. I only have about 350. I got to catch up. Vince, when you kind of throw in that element as well, it's a different age now. I was born in 1990, so I even missed it, which is kind of sad for me to say, but it's true. But here in 2020, so much now with Twitter and Instagram, these players, unlike in years past, able to already kind of work their brand. And, of course, we get to see their basketball brand tonight.
Well, you know what? I'm excited to see if reality meets the hype that you see on social media. I think one thing about social media is you can hype yourself, you can promote yourself. But in an event like this, you got to play. So I think it's going to be really, really interesting to see who brought their game, who brought their reputation, who wants to back up all the stuff they've written and posted and all the YouTube videos and internet Twitter followers. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, we already saw a couple of big dunks early on. It was part of Nate Robinson's dunk contest. Nate Robinson and Dante Jones are here tonight, so we'll talk about more star power. There it is. We've got 2 NBA players who I certainly watched quite a bit of on League Pass back in the day, and guess what? They're still hooping, and they're still looking to bring on these young players and kind of let them know what's up. But you go back to Paul now, and this is interesting because when you get 2 guys like that in the NBA, no matter which players in the NBA, that's a role model for these players on the floor tonight.
Oh, there's no question. When you are a high school player and you have an opportunity to be coached by or get advice from a pro player or a former pro player, that's priceless, because they've been where you want to go. They know the grind, they know the process, they know the pitfalls. So to have those guys on the benches tonight, I think will really help these kids in terms of confidence and growth. And Nate Robinson and I have the same thing in common, one thing in common. We both played for the same coach.
That's right.
Tom Thibodeau. I played for him in the late 80s. Nate Robinson obviously played for him with the Knicks. And I'll give you another nugget.
Yep.
You said you were born in 1990.
1990.
That's when I first met Vince Baldwin.
That's a 30-year partnership and a 30-year-old guy here for play-by-play. Boy, everything is just coming together tonight seamlessly, and we barely just begun. That's the interesting thing, though. I wonder, has Nate Robinson picked up Thibodeau's growl from the sideline, that unique Thibodeau bark on the sideline as a coach?
Yeah, he was barking in the 80s. He still barks today, but he's getting paid a lot more to bark now. I'll tell you what about Tibbs. He makes you better, okay? He did it with Jimmy Butler. He met somebody with a likeness in Derrick Rose, a competitive spirit who wanted to win. And when Nate Robinson's the same way. Now, you got to want to win. You got to want to work. And then Tibbs is your guy. That's why I think it's a great fit in New York with R.J. Barrett, one of the better players on the Knicks. He's a worker. Tibbs isn't going to affect his ability to improve. In fact, I think he's going to enhance it.
Okay, now, Paul, I'm a scout.
Yeah.
So if I asked Tibbs to give me a scouting report on how you used to play, what would he tell me?
If 1 is the lowest star and 5 is the best star, V, I'm a 0 star.
What was your best attribute as a player?
I took charges. That's it, baby. That, and I brought the passion.
Well, he said 0 star, but
I'm a 0 star guy. But you know what that means in our world?
What?
That my game was real bad.
I don't believe it.
Let me just tell you this story because we got time.
Yeah.
I'm a freshman at Salem State. I'm a walk-on. I got cut. Life don't get worse as a cut walk-on at Division III. But 4 years later, Tibbs made me the captain of the team. So the moral of the story, there's a home for everybody if you want to play college ball because I did it.
I'm going to have to use that. You got cut as a walk-on.
Yeah. That means you get invited to the party, and they still don't let you in. But, V, you were a good player now.
I was decent.
Give us some background. Come on. Let me scout you a little bit.
You know what?
I heard you were D2.
I was D2, but I had a lot of Division I offers that didn't materialize. But I was known for my jump shot. Really, I was a great athlete. I was probably more athlete than basketball player, but I really could shoot. So if you ask anybody that grew up in Michigan in the mid-'80s, I was known for my jump.
Okay.
Well, that's the big story, isn't it, that everyone knows if you're into basketball is that Michael Jordan was cut from his high school team. So that isn't the end of the line, if you will. You can still be someone big in basketball even if you get the scissors early on. But look, 4 or 5-star players out there tonight. That's something that we heard about a couple days ago when we had a conference call. Marcus Burnett, everyone on this SUV TV team getting together with the founding partners of this main event here in Antioch tonight. But we had a chance to speak with them, and they were talking about how much star power is on the floor tonight. You get a look there at Nate the Great. But just, I think probably the best way to sum it up before we get closer to tip time and seeing some actual basketball on the floor is just the opportunity that's here tonight. The chance for these players to make a big splash, and needless to say, many will be watching.
But I don't want this to be a game for the kids that they feel pressure. This is basically a glorified pickup game, an all-star game in the summer. I want to see the joy. I want to see the passion. I welcome mistakes. Guys are going to make mistakes, but let them make those mistakes with passion tonight because there's so much talent on the floor. Tonight could be special.
Well, you know what? I have a feeling that they may be a little more competitive than we think. I was in the lobby with a couple of the guys, and they were talking a little stuff. They were anticipating some of these matchups. A lot of the kids haven't played a lot this summer, so they're anxious to get on the court and show what they can do. This might be the biggest stage they have all summer. So it's going to be interesting to see if they take what they said in the lobby onto the court tonight.
Well, and here in a couple moments, we're going to send it to King Lee G, our MC tonight, and he's got an interview with Nate Robinson here in just a couple moments, and we get our first look at some of the power on the floor. Here is King Lee G with Nate the Great.
What's going on, folks? This is Lee G right here at the Lighthouse Christian School for the main event. We have some of the brightest and talented 9th and 10th grade basketball stars in the entire nation. And I'm with a star himself right here, 3-time NBA Slam Dunk champion, Nate Robinson. Sir, how are you today?
Yeah, I'm good, man. How you doing?
Excellent. I am fired up and ready to go.
I see it.
All right, so we've been in the quarantine for a while, and a lot of these kids have been, kind of home and shut down from activities. Tell me, sir, what's the most that they could get out of something like this today?
Right now, just have fun, compete, really take this serious because a lot of kids don't get opportunity to, come out and play against each other right now, due to the COVID. And for the most part, a lot of time that they had away, being at home, practicing, and now they get a chance to go, up and down the court with, some of the, nation's top players. It should be fun for them.
Okay, now you and I have both been 14, 15, and 16 years old before. What's some advice that you could give a young basketball player now that the game has changed? It's not 2000 anymore. We're
Right.
20 years into the future now, and the game is developing and evolving. Give some advice to a young 14 to 15-year-old Nate Robinson who might have been here 20, 25 years ago.
Man, honestly, you guys just be a student of the game. Perfect your craft. I know you guys get the social media, you guys get to see the YouTubes and all the fun stuff and highlights, but you got to put in the work. You be a student of the game, you put in the work, you'll be surprised on what you can do.
Absolutely. Now, all right, so we've got a slam dunk contest coming up, and I am with an expert in that field right there. Expertise. This is a doctor of the dunk right here. So what's some advice that you could give somebody who may be entering their very first slam dunk contest today, in a competitive fashion?
Just have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, use this as, like trial and error. Just try to figure out what dunks work for you. You know what I'm saying? Stick to those dunks. And, just go out and just don't be afraid to fail, man. You got to be able, go out and just, throw the ball up in the air and get the crowd going and just, bust that first dunk, and then everything else you just go off and just feel.
Yeah. I used to be a dunk contest champion myself back in my day, as you can tell, But
on the Nerf hoop? On the Nerf hoop? Nah, I'm playing.
So I'm gonna give you one more question now. Have you been keeping up with the bubble down there in Orlando in the NBA? And the
Of course, man. You got so many guys that are showcasing their talent. We got T.J. Warren that's out there acting like he's Michael Jordan. I don't know. I think he's been drinking Michael Jordan's secret stuff, man, from Space Jam, bro, because he's really out there getting buckets. And tonight's gonna be a good game. I think T.J. Warren and Indiana Pacers play. I think Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat today. So that's gonna be a hell of a game. You got D-Book over there that's doing unbelievable. I think they're 6-0 now in the bubble. Toronto Raptors looking real good. I mean, just NBA basketball's back, so I'm happy.
It's fantastic, like they used to say in the 90s. NBA action is fantastic. Look, I'm the one and only Leader G right here at Lighthouse Christian. We're going to get into some basketball action right now, and I've got the king, Nate Robinson, right there. 2006, 2009, 2010 NBA Slam Dunk champion, and I, myself, am proud of that, as you can see by the height difference right now. We're going to get out of here, and we're going to kick it back to Corey. You keep it locked right here for more action.
Thank you, Keith.
All right, thank you, bro. Hey, look,
what was your main reason for accepting the invite to the main event?
It's a good opportunity to be able to play with other top players from around the country. So chances like this, you cannot really pass it.
Awesome. Any people in particular you're looking forward to playing with or competing against?
I heard about Jah. He's a big player. Just heard how good he is as a player, and they have different top players like Mikey and them. So it's always good to play with people that are highly ranked and people know about.
Awesome. If you had to speak on one or a few of the most important issues to you outside of basketball, what would they be?
It would be like right now everybody's talking about social justice. I'm sure it would be the topic, and anybody else, if I can go in a personal level, just people following God. No, there is nobody who is really close to Him. Everybody's trying to get away from which is the truth. So I want people to really follow God and be a good person.
It's awesome, dude. So everyone knows you can hoop, but what's something that most people would be surprised to know about you?
I'm a nice person. I really like what I do. I'm an easy person to talk to and always bring a positive environment.
Welcome back here on SUB TV from Antioch, Tennessee on this Monday night basketball. Corey Hodges alongside Vince Baldwin and Paul Biancardi, and having some fun with Nate Robinson before the break there, guys. King Lee G was all fired up with energy, and yeah, you know what? One thing about Nate Robinson, this is the first time I've ever seen Nate Robinson that close without having to pay about $500. So already that's a win.
That's the first time I've ever seen anybody that was shorter than Nate Robinson that he was standing next to in a live interview. So I tell you what, King Lee, I mean, he had me fired up. He had me going, Vince. But once he said he dunked the ball, that's when he lost me.
Yeah, he lost me on that too. You see, Nate was quick to point out it must have been a Nerf hoop. So.
Yeah, the Nerf hoop kind of equalized everything, but that's just a taste of some of the interviews that we'll be having coming up later on this evening, throughout the evening. Nahmier Robinson just won, and we're going to be speaking to some of these players as well, not only after their big dunks, but also during the game as well, during a timeout, during a break and play, so that'll be fun. Some more to look forward to. Another thing that I failed to mention earlier, gentlemen, was the fact that we're getting ready for basketball tonight. I guess this big thing that I was a little interested in, the original tout a couple days ago that this could be better than the NBA All-Star game. I've watched them on television before. One time they came to Charlotte. That was about as close as I ever got. But when you look at NBA All-Star games, there's been some changes the last couple of years to put some flair into it. This year, for this little All-Star game, it's something similar. You've got a 20-minute first half and then 2 8-minute quarters, so you start to ratchet down the time a little bit. Should make for a good show, because we're looking for dunks, we're looking for points, but you want to have enough time for these guys to actually be able to go through their craft.
Yeah, I think so. I think when you get to the dunk part of this, that's when you got to have a little flair. You got to have a little creativity. You can't just be a boring dunker, right, V?
Right,
I mean, I know you had some ups back in the day. You said you were athletic.
A little bit.
So you want to make the dunk, but you want to be creative. You want to have some flair. You want to have some fun. I wouldn't know anything about it, but I have been a judge before.
Well, I see some tall guys in this line for the dunks. It's going to be interesting. I see Brandon Huntley Hartfield. He's almost 6'10". Cameron Barnes, he's 6'10".
Yeah, he's big.
Yeah, it's rare that you see 6'10" guys in the dunk contest. So I'm interested to see what they're going to pull out.
All right, let's do this. We know Mikey Williams is the favorite in this dunk competition. He's a 1-to-1 favorite. There's no question about it. Are you going to take Mikey, or are you going to take the field?
I'm going to take the field.
Woo!
I'm going to take the field.
I don't know, V. You ain't watching YouTube enough.
I've seen YouTube. I got a couple sleepers. I think the kid Caleb Blaine, if he gets into the competition, the kid from Kentucky can do something.
He can bounce.
Isaiah West is a hometown kid. I don't know if he's in this or not, but he got some local favorites. He might get some crowd support. He's got little hops for a 6'3" guard, so it'll be interesting, but I'm going to take the field.
Okay, I'm down with that.
All right, the field, and one for Mikey Williams, one for the field. So that kind of gives a chance for Mikey, because this is really, according to some billing a few days ago, I also picked up on his first really official dunk contest. Now, I say official because it's being filmed, it's being broadcast, and so many more people will see it. But then again, when you have 2 million followers on the gram, then a lot of people have already seen his dunks. But guess what? He's got a chance to throw some more moves out there tonight, as do all of the dunkers, because that's really what the dunk contest, whether it's in professional basketball or here, in this high school all-star game, that's what it's all about: flair, creativity, and a little preface before we get to see regulation ball.
I'm going to go on record saying that Mikey Williams is not only going to have a dunk during the game tonight, but V, he has the ability to dunk over people. He's explosive. He's powerful. Now, we got some length out in the court. You talked about Brandon Huntley Hatfield, 6'9". Cameron Barnes looks about 6'10". There's athletes all over the floor. I could see Mikey getting a dunk over somebody tonight.
So you think he's a Vince Carter in-game dunker, not just a highlight reel YouTube standalone dunker?
Oh, there's no question. He is a dunker for highlights, but I think he's a game dunker, exactly. I think he's a guy that if you give him a path with a little bit of space, I've seen him dunk over people before in games. He can go around them. We'll see tonight.
Well, this is my first time watching him live. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, he's explosive and powerful.
Well, we just got the numbers delivered. They go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They continue up to 10, and Paul and Vince both with the numbers. So you've got your weapon of choice there. I think that's always the big anticipation of the dunk contest.
Well, five is the lowest. You can't go below 5.
Okay.
You go below 5, you shouldn't be in the dunk contest.
Good point. All right, getting set. Brandon Huntley Hatfield for the first dunk.
He's in the dunk contest, but he's warming up like he's in the three-point shootout.
I know. That's because he can shoot threes now.
He can't do that.
Right now, V, top 10 player in the class.
Huntley Hatfield from Team Jones. That's Dante Jones. Hatfield will go through a couple more layups, and then we'll get set to get the green light for our first dunker of the night.
He is really put together. When you look at his body, you do see an NBA player right now.
Yeah, you would have thought he was in the second year of college just by looking at him.
No question about it.
Well, Tennessee's in the mix for Huntley Hatfield, the 5-star forward.
Check. What's going on?
King Lee G out on the floor.
Make some noise for me one time. Everybody make some noise.
We'll be talking to some of the players, probably both before, during, and after their dunks, although I think it's a little hard to do it during a dunk, but
Hello, nice to meet
you never know what
G.
King Lee can come up with.
Active host and sideline interviewer tonight for the main event right here at Lighthouse Christian School in beautiful Nashville, Tennessee. All right? So the vibe is in the building right now. Everybody's excited. We're ready to get some action going. Some dunks, some alley-oops, some three-pointers, some crossovers. Ready to see some ankles get broke. You know, it's been a while for me. So let's end this quarantine. Let's kick it off right. First, we are going to start off with our slam dunk contest. Y'all ready for that? Make some noise. Give it up, give it up, give it up. You know, back in my day, I used to do a mean slam dunk, as you can tell by how tall I am. You know. So, we're going to kick it off right here. Our first contestant for our slam dunk contest tonight. He hails from Chicago, Illinois. He is a 5-star recruit. First up, Javante J.J. Taylor. Let's get it, J.J. What you got, baby?
Javante Taylor wearing number 3 for Team Dante Jones. His first dunk. Oof. Okay.
That's what I like to see. That's what I like to see. We got the judges up there. We got the judge section up there on the last row. All right. We see some 8s, some 7s. You want another dunk? We want our next contestant. All right. Our second contestant, Isaiah West. Max Prep's All-American right now.
Isaiah West wearing number 3 for Team Nate Robinson. If anyone's going to dunk, it'll be someone on Nate's team. Ooh, ooh. Okay.
With the double pump between the legs.
I'm seeing double digits.
Dominique Wilkins, Isaiah West. See a couple of 10s, I see some 9s. That's what I like to see. All right. Our third contestant this evening, Blue Kane. Straight out of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Here's Blue Kane wearing number 1 for Team Dante Jones, our third dunker of the night.
All right.
10-10. Look at that elevation.
My goodness.
Here it is again.
I mean, he's got the Kyle Guy hairdo. And he's got some serious ups, Blue Kane.
Wow. There's another look from a different angle at Blue Kane. Raising some cane and raising up and down and in.
Yeah, that was impressive. That was impressive.
The coordination, the hang time, the bounce.
What you know about that East Bay Funk, man? Isaiah Ryder. Yeah, 1994. All right. And, yeah, you weren't even born yet. What you know about that East Bay Funk? All right, our fourth contestant in the dunk contest. The man everybody came to see. No need to sugarcoat it. Mikey Williams.
Mikey Williams for Team Nate, wearing number 8 and trying to be great. Mikey's going to get some assistance.
We got help. The anticipation is high. Class of 2023's finest, Mr. Williams.
What is Mikey going to do here?
He loves to dunk with a prop. He's going to take it and flush it.
This is not social distancing. try again.
Force we knocked the poster off the wall, man.
Mikey Williams from the Golden State in the Volunteer State tonight.
Right here at the
Volunteering up
slam dunk contest. We
a
do
couple
it like no
dunks.
other.
to try to get it synchronized.
Oh, uh-oh. Almost. We got one more.
All right.
You know,
3 attempts.
gotta give you your proper.
Mikey, see if the third time's the charm. He threw down a nasty dunk in practice last night. Mikey already touching down here in Nashville.
Oh, almost.
Hey,
Judges,
get a dunk. Just get something in.
yeah, get you a dunk in. Get you a dunk in.
Time for the numbers as we get a look at a replay.
Have a slam dunk.
Mikey on the third try, just to tick off.
Fourth attempt.
Okay, 4 tries.
Here we go.
On his own.
Mikey Williams, judges, we gotta give that something.
That'll prompt a number from Paul and Vince. 8.
Eights from the judges.
Well, you know the man can dunk. He's a human highlight film. He went for the gold early.
Yeah, I thought that was a tough dunk to start off with.
Yeah,
I would have
it really
liked to
was.
see him get his legs loose, get a couple underneath his belt, and then maybe pull that one out at the end.
But see, we're in a dunk competition, VB. He went for the win. He went for the knockout punch early.
Yeah, that's tough.
Well, Mikey wearing number 8. He gets 2 8s from Paul and Vince here at the table. And so we got to see 4 tries from Mikey Williams, and everybody wants to see that. Here we go now, Javante Taylor for Team Dante Jones.
J.J. Taylor, cleared for takeoff.
Javante Taylor. Trying to go up one-handed there. And
That's that old Larry Nance dunk.
Yep.
Statue of Liberty, J.J. Taylor. Well,
Stuffed it that time like Lady Liberty.
we got 8s and 9s from my sideline judges.
Okay.
What we got from our bleacher judges up here? See a couple 8s, couple 9s, couple 10s.
Another look at Taylor's
All
dunk.
right, J.J. Up next. Wake up, Mr. West. Isaiah West. His second round.
Here's Isaiah West for Team Nate. King Lee with the Kanye West throwback there. Wake up, Mr. West. We'll see if Isaiah's woken up.
Oh, I like that. I like that.
Just not
Almost.
quite able to slam it down on the first try.
Mr. Isaiah West, clear for takeoff.
Second try for Isaiah.
There it is.
Off the backboard.
I like that. I like that. What we got, judges? We got a couple 9s, 3s.
9 and a 10 from Vince and Paul, respectively. Here it is again.
Mr. West.
Isaiah West.
I like that. All right, Blue. Blue Cane, Knoxville, Tennessee.
Dunk contest rolls on. We get to see Blue Cane again. Here he goes. Couldn't quite get it to add up the right way on the first try.
She would have came unglued for that one. Come on, Blue. My boy, Blue.
Blue Cane once had a 73-point game. Cane trying to stuff one that time to maybe get the numbers to add up to 73.
Right now, he's just got to dunk it. He's got to put it in.
Here we go.
That's still sweet. That's still sweet.
Okay, 8 across the board. Vincent Paul. Here it is again. Blue Cane.
I mean, that's a between-the-legs left-handed flush.
Sweet.
And we're talking about class of 2023.
Yeah.
Young boy got some hops, that's for sure.
Yeah, look at that. Between the legs.
If he had got it clean on the first one, he might have scored a little bit higher.
Is Isaiah West and Blue Cane?
Okay.
Our finalists. All right, one more round. All right, JJ. Final round. Let's get it.
We're going to keep the dunks going. Javante Taylor back out onto the floor. King Lee G got a call from the sideline. Keep it going, another round. It's all about getting everything to connect. Taylor. Tried to use the backboard that time. So third try for Taylor wearing number 3.
Taylor here for takeoff.
Oh, Taylor got to get up, and he did.
The extension.
9-9.
My bleacher judges giving the 9. My sideline judges with the 9.
Man, that's a long reach.
That's a long drink of water. Watch this. He's got his back to the rim when he punches it. Watch this. Bam!
Oh.
That's sweet, V.
Yeah, that was nice.
Javante Taylor trying to give Blue Kane a run for his money. So far, the 2 biggest dunks from 2 on Team Dante Jones. Here goes Isaiah West.
Went up and brought it back down.
What a difference a couple inches would have made on that one.
Yeah, that would have won it right there.
Yeah, a second look.
You see his forehead, V? His forehead
It's at the rim.
is like right at rim level.
Definitely got bunnies.
Isaiah West, about 6'3"-ish.
About 6'3", yeah.
Head on the rim. Impressive.
Isaiah again.
All right.
3 tries for West. And not able to get any of the trio to go. Give him one more chance, just like Mikey Williams from a little bit earlier.
There it is.
Simple, powerful. Isaiah West. An 8 and a 7. Vince with an 8, Paul with a 7. On the straight stuff. Okay, so Blue Kane's going to get some help from Presley Patterson. Patterson looks like he wants to use the edge of the backboard.
Yeah, this is getting thrown off the corner. We've seen this one right before. Throw it off the corner. You got to lob that up soft, right, V?
It's all on the point guard on that one.
Right. Looking for some dimes later. How
That's
about
it.
one now?
He's got to get that up higher to give Kane some hang time to catch it.
Yeah, he's having to reach down too low to grab it.
He's got to. I think Kane wants to catch it and try to windmill it, but you got to throw it up soft.
Oh, I thought that was it right there. Come on, Blue. Yeah, we need something going down. We need something
Kane
to go down, Blue.
go to the top of the key, and now he'll maybe change it up.
He's going to create his own right here.
Whoa. Ooh. That was off the wall. Not off the window, off the wall. And he almost went from the wall straight to the rack.
All right, judges. 6s.
Yeah.
All 6s and 7s.
6 are wild.
6-6.
All right. We need a little deliberation before we can figure out who our winner is.
Yeah, now decision time.
We're thinking it's the Javante kid. That we got up, Javante? Yeah, I think Javante.
Hearing some murmurs. Could it be a big dunker from Team Jones or Team Nate? Here's King Lee G.
I think Javante Taylor pulled it off with
Yeah.
the points.
Morgan.
The other ones missed those dunks to hurt them.
This decision, your 2020 main event slam dunk contest, hailing from Chicago, Illinois, Javante JJ Taylor.
Called There's your champ. Javante Taylor wins the slam dunk contest, the prelude to the main event.
That is a tall drink of water right there.
Sure is. He's long, he's athletic, he's coordinated. Straight out of Morgan Park High School.
Yeah, you see nothing but upside and potential in that young man.
Ooh, and he is fluid and full of finesse on the court. We'll see him up next.
Yeah, Javante Taylor takes the hardware back to the sideline, and the preamble to our showdown, our all-star game tonight, is Javante Taylor from Team Dante Jones wearing that crisp black jersey with the piping. He's the slam dunk champ.
Are y'all ready for the main event now? Come on, I've heard all the noise in Bible study. Are you ready for the main event? Yeah, we're bringing about 10 to 15 of some of the best players in the country. You're going to see alley-oops and dunks and all that kind of stuff. We're going to take a brief 5-minute intermission to get ready, and we're going to come right back and we're going to tip it off, okay? All right? All right, in a minute.
We've got 5 minutes, and then the main event from Antioch, Tennessee.
So, what was your main reason for accepting the invite to participate in the main event?
I feel like it was good competition, so that's why I came out here.
Yeah, speaking of the players, any people in particular you're looking forward to playing against?
Birth grades. Basically everybody, really.
If you had to speak on one or few of the most important issues to you outside of basketball, what would it be?
Probably just staying safe in this pandemic right now.
Yeah, and so everyone knows you can play basketball, but what's something that most people would be surprised to know about you?
That I'm pretty smart. I like kids and stuff like that.
Lee G right here at the main event, and I'm with the 2020 main event slam dunk champion, Javante Taylor. JJ, how does it feel?
Feels good.
Oh, all right, so we went 3 rounds, and you had some stiff competition. You had Blue Kane, you had Isaiah West, you had Mikey Williams, but you came out with the victory. So here amongst a whole lot of stars, tell me what it means to you.
It means a lot, you know. I came down here to prove everybody wrong. You know, where I'm from is kind of rough, you know. I came down here to put on for my business.
That's right. Let's go and get some shout-outs right now, man.
Shout out Mac everybody, you know, the Fire Gang. I know they watching. Shout out my pop, my mom, my sister, my brother, of course.
That's what's up, man. The 2020 Slam Dunk Contest champion right here at the main event, JJ Taylor, straight out of the shot. This is Lee G. Keep it locked right here.
So, what was your main reason for accepting the invite for the main event?
Is to get good competition in, go out, have fun, prove what I need to prove out there.
Cool. Any people in particular you're looking forward to playing with or competing against?
I look forward to competing against some of the higher ranking kids in class of 2025, which I am, like Jamal Brown, Jerry Easter, some of them.
So we all know you can hoop, but what's something that most people would be surprised to know about you?
I can play the piano a little bit, I can draw.
All right, Lee G here at the main event, and I'm standing at half court with the #1 power forward in the country, class of 2022, Brandon Huntley Hatfield. Sir, how are you doing today?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. We're about to tip it off right here at the main event. Tell me what you got to offer right here on the game.
I bring a good physical inside presence, a lot of rebound, a lot of bucket getting. I'm really just an all-around player for my team, getting my guys involved and just doing everything for my guys.
Give me your top 3 favorite power forwards of all time.
Kevin Garnett, AD, Tim
tonight. Tim Durkin. I'm going to introduce you to somebody. His name was Charles Barkley. Yeah. You need to go check him out. He was a dog. All right, Brandon Huntley Hatfield. He's a power forward. He's a beast, and he's a full-grown man already, as you can see. Keep it locked right here at the main event, and we've got action for you all night long.
Welcome back. Here we are in Antioch, Tennessee on this Monday night from the Lighthouse Christian School. It's the main event, the best of 2022-2023 in terms of high school basketball prospects. And we've got a great crew, and we welcome you back. Corey Hodges alongside Paul Biancardi and Vince Baldwin. And guys, we saw a great dunk contest about 10 minutes ago. We had our champion. Now we get to, the main event. We actually get to see this all-star game that's, again, being touted as being better than the NBA all-star game. We'll see. Should be good, though. First, Paul, your impressions from the dunk contest, and now for this game.
Well, the dunk contest is what it was. It was the guys trying to create some dunks, have some flair. Mikey Williams, went for the home run right away and didn't make it, but Javonte Taylor did a great job and got that from Morgan Park. I'm excited more about the game. I'm not a dunk contest guy, maybe because I never dunked before, but I'm looking forward to these different levels of talent in classes 2022, 2023, and I'm going to throw a name out. Caleb Glenn, the young man from Louisville, Kentucky, at Male High School. He was the best player on a team that went 31-4. They were ranked number 1 in the state. That's a guy I'm really looking forward to tonight because I haven't had a chance to lay my eyes on him this year.
Well, now that's saying something right there. You're talking about the main guy when it comes to ESPN and their looks at recruiting in terms of high school hoops and really a lot of basketball. Paul Biancardi. Let's go down to Vince Baldwin. And Vince, in your position as well, anybody out here tonight you're getting your first look at?
Well, my first look is going to be Mikey Williams.
Okay.
I really want to see what the hype is about. I watched him work out. He looks like he's a phenomenal athlete. He's got a lot of natural tools. I just want to see his ball handling, how he shoots the ball, how he can be a playmaker. Because if he doesn't grow, he has to have good skills. So I'm interested to watch that. Paul Stowe, one of my guys. I had a chance to watch Caleb Glenn play earlier. I love him as well. He really is a jack of all trades. He does a lot to help a team win. So I'm looking forward to watching him play in this environment as well. And I really want to see the young man, Hanji Tamba. I've heard a lot about him. He's got a lot of potential, a lot of upside. I want to see how much he's progressed from last year to this year.
Yeah, V, I've seen Tamba play before. He plays with joy while he punishes you inside. He's a great shot blocker, tremendous athlete. He runs the floor. But from that dunk competition, I'm intrigued right now with Isaiah West. And I know we talked about him off air. He got me intrigued with his vertical.
Yeah, I think me and you talked about him earlier in the year. He's the kid I had the pleasure of watching early this year in his freshman season, and he wowed me when I saw him. So I saw the athletic ability. He showed a little bit of it in the dunk contest. I want to see how it translates tonight in the game.
Yeah, well, there you have it. We're talking about all these prospects out there tonight, and we've already gotten a chance to see them maybe in an individual fashion, but now we get to see them actually in a team pickup game, an all-star game. These are the best in the country, and they have gathered just outside of Nashville, the Music City. Something I saw at the hotel a little bit earlier today, it read above the entry door to the hotel. Through this door walk the finest of Nashville. Well, we've got the finest in high school basketball here just outside of Nashville tonight. You see Mikey Williams there, part of Team Nate, of course, tonight. And we get set now for the starting lineup for Team Nate Robinson. Mikey Williams, Cameron Barnes, Jah Jackson, Chris Lockett, and Isaiah West. Williams, Barnes, Jackson, Lockett, West, the starting 5 for Team Nate Robinson. King Lee G on the floor, again our MC tonight.
Officials, are we ready? Okay. We're going to begin with player introductions. We're going to start with Team Jones, the black team. First, at 6'6", class of 2023, Caleb Glenn. At 6'7", class of 23, from Illinois, Javonte J.J. Taylor. At 6'9", class of 22, from Tennessee, Brandon Huntley Hatfield. At 6'4", Tennessee, Blue Cane. At 6 feet, class of 22 from Tennessee, Presley Patterson. At 6'11", class of 22 from Tennessee, Huntley Tampa. And at 6'3", class of 23 from Kentucky, Brent Whitaker. And now for the grade team, Team Robinson. At 6'11", class of 23 from Texas, Cameron Barnes. At 7 feet, class of 23 from California, Jah Jackson. At 6'4", class of 24 from California, number 4, Vyctorius Miller. At 6'5", class of 23 from Louisiana, Chris Lockett. At 6'3", class of 23 from Tennessee, number 3, Isaiah. At 5'11", class of 25 from Tennessee, number 10, King Geary. At 6'3", class of 23 from California, number 8, Mikey Williams. At 5'9", class of 23 from Washington, Nahmier Robinson. And class of 24 from Washington, Nahmier Robinson.
Well, both teams have been announced, introduced. Again, a look there at Team Nate Robinson, the starting 5. And now Team Dante Jones, also Brandon Wright, their starting lineup. Brandon Huntley, Kanan Carlisle, Kwame Evans Jr., Hanjay Tamba, and BJ Edwards. And we're ready to tip it up. It's the main event. What we have been building up towards all night long. Best in the country in high school basketball, going at it on a Monday night in Tennessee. And off and away we go. The All-Star game is underway. So the first touch here for Team Nate. Inside move, and that one's down and in for Jah Jackson.
Hey, for a point guard, man, you went right inside to the post. Nate Robinson talking some smack on the sideline. He went right inside to the big fellow. Great play.
Huntley Hatfield tried to get inside. It's a turnover. Now an open. That one missed. It was a possible connection there. Went awry for Team Nate as they were scooting down the floor. Here's a three down and in. That one swished by Javante Taylor, the dunk champ from earlier.
It's a pretty good sign. Vince wins the dunk contest. First shot is a made three.
That's a great start for him out here looking like Rudy Gay.
Team Nate.
Oh, I like that one. You are the king of player comps, by the way.
With a 3-2 lead as we're just underway. The main event, the All-Star game.
Nobody has better player comps than Vince Baldwin.
I'm starting to pick that up, something that you already well know.
You're too kind. You're too kind.
Hey, I'm not afraid to say it. That's who I go to for my player comps.
Corner ball off that time, so back to Team Dante Jones. That one almost fell. Possible an H&H hoop and harm opportunity there for Caleb Glenn, the guy you were talking about earlier, Paul.
Yeah, I have not seen him live yet. I know Vince has. His coach is in the stands. Tim Hatworth, as I mentioned, Male High School. That's known for basketball success. They've had Mr. Basketballs. They've won 4 state championships. And this guy at the line just looks smooth and fluid.
Paul, the thing I liked about him most when I saw him is that he impacts winning. On both ends of the floor. He guarded the best player. He rebounded. When he had to bring the ball up, he played the point for him a little bit. He really, really impacted his teams all the way around.
Yeah, 31-4, best player on that team. That says a lot.
Well, Nahmier Robinson missed on the three, but then inside went Jah Jackson. To clean it up, we get our first replay of the night.
Now, Jackson's a big dude. How about that two-handed rebound in traffic? And I like the way the big fella didn't put it on the ground, went back up strong. Let's see the touch.
Big lefty.
Big lefty. Does he play another sport? That's my question.
I was looking for a helmet right now.
Yeah, I put him on the defensive line.
I wouldn't want to be a quarterback looking at him coming up to me, that's for sure.
He's got a football build for sure. Pretty solid that time at the free throw line. 5-3, the edge for Team Jones. Inside, bounce. Trying to finish underneath the hoop. That one is down and in for Tamba.
I like this guy. He's full of energy. He smiles when he punishes you. Mobile, long, athletic, big.
Here's a step back three that's down and in by Mikey Williams.
And Mikey can drain it. He's got deep range. I love his shot preparation, Vince. Shot mechanics are clean.
That was a great way to start the day for me.
Trying to come back with a three. It's off, though, for Miller. Now down the floor. Had to scoop it back up. Lockett. Here's Robinson. Off on the jumper. Williams, the offensive board. Mikey again from three. No. Hustle for the ball. Team Jones. Taylor. 5:50 to go, first frame. Here's a deep ball from the top. It's no good. By Glenn. Offensive rebound underneath. Trying to put it up and in. And it's there. Tamba again.
Now, Tamba is right-handed, so that lefty hook, he's been working on it. He is a worker. He's just a joy to coach. I had a chance to coach him at a summer camp.
I'm trying to figure out if you're saying Tamba or Mo Bamba.
I'm saying Tamba.
Lane drive. Cook it. Huntley Hatfield. A little loose that time for Nahmier Robinson past the timeline. Here goes Robinson.
He's quick.
That one went out. Which ball and which team has it? 5:04 to go, first frame. 11-8 the lead for Team Jones over Team Nate. And it'll be Team Nate ball. And it's Mikey. Williams contorts, loose. Team Jones ball. Picked up by Huntley Hatfield. Now he's past the logo and a wide open look and a jam inside. Caleb Glenn.
Brandon Huntley Hatfield, 4 in the black, top 10 player in the ESPN class rankings. I tell you what, he's as good as he wants to be, Vince.
He's had a couple great passes early in the game.
He's known for his scoring, but he's got great vision to pass the ball.
Huntley Hatfield tried to pass one that time. It was picked off by Robinson. Now up to Mikey Williams. Williams trying to go for that and one play. He'll be at the free throw line.
I just want to see Brandon Huntley Hatfield just play with a little bit more enthusiasm on the defensive end like this. All right? Try to block it. Mikey taking it strong.
Huntley Hatfield for that big, tall, lanky frame getting back on defense against Mikey Williams, who's off on the first free throw. Feel like Mikey may want to bounce back here in the All-Star game after, I shouldn't say a lackluster dunk contest, but I just think he probably wants to bounce back in the All-Star game.
Mikey's first high school game, 41 points back in November. This guy can light it up.
There's no question about that. 13-9, Team Jones. From the corner, down and in, Javante Taylor.
Ooh. He's in the ESPN 25, Vince.
He's looking like it right now.
Wide open from Lockett, it's no good. Cleaned up by Caleb Glenn. Glenn against Mikey Williams. There's a matchup. And it's stuffed down and in by Tamba once more.
What I love about Tamba, he knows who he is. He's a center, plays close to the rim.
Jackson covered up well by Huntley Hatfield. There's that defense again for BHH. Somebody's got to get back, but that's an all-star game, and there it is. Taylor with the bucket. 20-9, the lead for Team Jones over Team Nate. We get our first pause here in the opening frame with 3:25 left. All-star game up and down, guys.
This is big time, Javante Taylor. He gathers, uses the other side of the rim. The dunk champ started off with a three, looking good early. How about the vision by Brandon Huntley Hatfield? Javante Taylor, right corner pocket, knocks it down.
Down and in, Javante Taylor, the dunk champ, and he's showing out from distance and all over the floor so far. As part of the main event, the All-Star Game, everyone's been looking forward to this for the last couple weeks because of coronavirus. Of course, it was postponed from last month here to August, a couple weeks of a delay, but doesn't seem to really have affected anyone. They're playing as if it was really any night. These kind of guys, they've got hops all over the place. Doesn't matter whether it's a Monday night, Sunday night, Tuesday night, they're going to get up.
We got some roster changes, some new players on the floor.
All-Star Game, Vince. Just get some new shirts and jump into the game. That's Corey's job. He's got to figure out who's who.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Paul. Yeah, that'll be fun.
I feel so bad for all the kids today not being able to play because of the virus.
Yeah.
We know we have to stay in and, make sure everybody stays safe. But these guys have been dying to play basketball.
Yeah, we've got our masks here tonight. And here's a three from King Keary.
And don't forget, the place was sprayed pregame
right.
by Oxython. They do a fantastic job with COVID protocol.
There goes Javante Taylor, whistling a foul on a hard drive.
Yeah, I think the whole event has been very, very well taken care of as far as safety precautions, masks, heat checks, temperature checks. All the media and staff had to check in. It's been very well run.
Corey Hodges, Paul Biancardi, Vince Baldwin here with you tonight. And it's exactly right. Vince had my temperature checks when I came in. And nice to see everyone following social distancing as well as they can. And of course, the masks.
And I think the spray was an extra step, but it was an outstanding step to spray the entire facility, and then they'll spray it again at halftime. Oxythyme has found a niche, and they spray at events, and they do a wonderful job.
22-12 lead for Team Jones. Here's a step back. It's off from West. Javante Taylor. Now back to the top. Here's Calum Harris. And Harris trying to scoop and score. Not there. Back in a flash. Here goes the other Robinson. That's Nahmier Robinson off. Team Jones with his 10-point edge. You know how all-star games go, though. Invariably, the other team catches up. That one's down and in for Javante Taylor.
And I can't tell you how I'm impressed with this young kid already. He's showing the whole package.
Well, he can handle the ball. He's showing a handle in the half court. Now, nobody's really getting up into him, but he's showing the confidence and the comfortableness to handle it. Watch this finish if he gets it.
Oh, it's loose. 3-on-2 for a moment. It was picked back by King Keary. Keary probably saved a showcase chance there for Team Jones as they had two players back.
All right, Vince, I'm going to put you on the spot. Javante Taylor, I know it's an early look, but the dunks, the three, the fluidness, does he remind you of anybody early in his career? Class of 2023.
I mean, I said he looks like a young Rudy Gay.
Okay, you did say that,
I
yeah?
said that from the beginning. He shoots the ball from the perimeter, can put it on the floor. He's long. He obviously can handle the ball. I really like what I've seen from that young man.
King Keary got a pick from Miller. Now it's West. He'll kick it out. Corner ball is just off by Keary, but it'll stay Team Nate ball. A little bit more wide open this time. Not there. Extra effort, still working. Lockett. It's finally Team Jones ball. Here they come. Just a little over a minute left in the first frame. Here's a deep one. It rattled in for Blue Cane.
I see you, Tyler Hero.
I tell you what, Blue Cane had 73 in one game as a freshman. 73. And the young man's got game. He's got swag. He's not afraid to show it.
Vyctorius Miller coming back with a three, 27-15, the 12-point edge for Team Jones. It's off. No foul either that time. Trying to draw it was, that was Glenn. Here's a step back. Not there for Miller. He was trying to go back-to-back buckets.
All right, Vince, I'm going to give you a player comp for Caleb Glenn when you're ready.
Okay.
Miller in the open floor. Pull up. Vyctorius Miller. What a beautiful play.
And I got one for Miller.
Okay. You ready? Caleb Glenn.
Okay.
young Karan Butler.
Ooh. That's lofty standings you put on the young man.
I'll tell you what, he's got the shoulders, he's got the skill, he's got a little tenacity to him. He's relentless.
He's gonna have to
I know.
Karan was a killer, Paul.
Oh, I know.
Blue Kane.
Tell you what,
time.
Blue Kane may be a killer.
Gosh, heave at the horn. That one's off. That's one frame, gentlemen. 29-17. Team Jones over Team Nate. Blue Kane.
So you're calling him Tough Juice, huh?
Oh, I like Tough Juice. I like Blue Pain. Blue's giving some pain to the opposition.
Blue Pain went window pane that time.
How about this? He knows he's open, not afraid. When you're open and you put it up, you know a young man's been working on his game.
That height and the touch from distance as well. But here we go. Going back to all-star games and how they typically play out. Sometimes you'll see a team get out to a little bit of a lead. I don't know, though, guys. This isn't professional basketball, of course. These guys, many of them hope to get to that level, but I think everyone here really isn't planning on taking any time off. But Team Jones with a great start, but invariably we probably will get much closer as we go. Everyone just testing out the waters in the first quarter.
I'm surprised at the versatility of the bigs from Team Jones. The fact that that Brandon Huntley, Harfield, and J.J. Traylor have been able to handle the ball and facilitate from the perimeter at their size is really impressive. It's opening up the floor for the rest of the guys.
Everybody wants to handle it. Power forwards want to be small forwards. Small forwards want to be shooting guards. Shooting guards want to be point guards.
And point guards want to post up.
I tell you what, though, you got to play to your strengths. And what you can do is expand your game in practice. That's how you look good, though. When you play to what you do well, you look good, and then you can work on things that you're not good at yet, because everybody wants to be and needs to be a three-point shooter. You expand your game in practice, and maybe at an all-star game.
Yeah, I think that's why Team Jones has gotten off to such a good start. They're all playing within themselves. Very, very few kids have tried to step outside of what we know they can do and do something different.
I'm impressed with the unselfishness of tonight's game. Guys not being ball hogs. They're looking to create for others, and that's nice.
Off we go, second quarter. Team Jones with a 12-point edge. Jumper off that time for Huntley Hatfield. And it'll be Team Nate Robinson ball. Robinson.
Usually at these all-star games, you see a lot of one-on-one, right? We haven't seen that yet. We may see it in the second half.
Mikey Williams stepping back from way deep. It's off.
But guys are looking to screen, guys are looking to pass.
Javante Taylor trying to cut through two from Team Nate. Here it is.
And Javante Taylor has two on him. That's when you got to give it up. Young guy still learning how to read the game.
Spoken like a two coach.
You know it's still beating inside me, V.
Floater try off for Huntley Hatfield. In the open, Mikey Williams now. Chris Lockett. Lockett wants to get it back to Mikey Williams. And now here's Cameron Barnes. Not enough. Jackson. Jazair Jackson cleans it up.
Nice possession. Lockett to Williams. Back to Lockett. Back to Williams. Big Jackson inside.
Here's one from distance, just off Huntley Hatfield. It'll still be Team Jones ball trying to get into the action now. Nothing doing on the second chance.
Jackson carves out space inside. He's got a pair of hands like vice grips.
Nahmier Robinson from Mikey lost control of it.
That is one huge individual, Paul.
I mean, his hands are huge, and once he puts both hands on the ball,
you are not taking it from him.
It's all his.
Well, Team Nate down by 8. Tried to get 2 back that time from Barnes, wasn't to be.
Yeah, nice move, just needed to finish that. Cameron Barnes, Duncanville High School, big-time high school in the state of Texas.
Javante Taylor, in it goes from distance.
He's got Rudy Gay written all over his forehead by Vince Baldwin. Ooh.
I caught that one early.
That was smooth, and that was silky. The rise up.
about 3 hours away from Memphis, maybe picking up some of those Grizzly vibes. That one in for Chris Lockett, 32-23, Team Jones. Got to travel that time out of Huntley Hatfield. First too many steps call the game. Travels in the All-Star game, how often do those get called?
Sometimes Brandon Huntley Hatfield tries to be like a guard a little too much. I like to see him give it up and look to get it back, but it is an all-star game, so he's got to look to create his own just a little bit. Good defense by Mikey Williams.
Robinson got it back out to Jackson, and that's a travel. Working our way through the second period.
You don't see big guys get it much in an all-star game. I like the way they're feeding the big fella, Team Robinson.
That's what it comes back to, feed the bigs. Got to help them out. Can't do it all on their own. Tried to get a tumble that time, did Hanjay Tamba. Wasn't there. Now the afterburners for Lockett.
He turned on those Jets, didn't he?
I saw a burst out of Lockett.
What a step. Here we go.
Yeah, Chris Lockett, right now number 13 in the class of 2023.
What does he do best, Paul?
I like the way he slashes to the basket, V. That's, to me, what has impressed me the most about him. His ability to slash and drive. He's got a good pull-up game. Got his team, Newman High School, to the state semifinal last year in New Orleans.
Lockett with the free throw, 32-26, Team Jones. No roll. Here goes Mikey. 3-on-2 for just a sec. Mikey Williams got it back. And then Williams threw it into the stands.
V. Lockett's also a good finisher.
Okay.
Driver finisher. Not so much a three-point shooter that he needs to be.
I definitely see the slashing ability, that's for sure.
Mikey Williams got a pick from Jackson. Williams almost had it picked away. So there's a good look at Williams, no doubt the big star tonight. But there's so many out here. Who can you choose? Tried to bank it in that time was Lockett. It'll go back the other way to Team Jones.
As you move up in the game and levels, you got to make that open shot. So many guys do not work on it enough.
Huntley Hatfield. That one was blocked by Barnes. Robinson giving it away, and that was the right decision as it's in for Cameron Barnes.
Cameron Barnes is long and athletic, isn't he?
Javante Taylor trying to go for the up and under on a crafty play that didn't quite work out. Is that goaltending that time on Robinson? Looked like a whack to the head that time for Nahmier Robinson. 32-30, suddenly Team Jones's lead is down to 2. Here we go, we got a game going now, and we're getting ready to get a listen and a look inside of Team Nate Robinson's huddle. As Nate the Great will go over some.
He's coaching him hard.
He is.
He's coaching him like he plays the game.
Because he going to do all that. You just sit there and wait. Use your length as in you being taller like that nigga. As soon as he goes and just contest it at a high length. Don't let him get by you. Like, who cares if he shoot? He ain't gonna make 80% of his shots out there. So just, man, let him do all that shit. I ain't going for none of that shit. As soon as you see him bring that ball together, block that shit like you just did that last one. Make him go to, but look, we're going to make him go see him. He gotta see him down there at the paint. That's your help. Okay, yeah, that's your help. You know what I'm saying? That's your help. You got big fella down there. Let him do all that. Let him do all that dribbling. He can do all that dribbling. And you just sit there and you just wait. And then you can test. That's it. Like, let him do all his moves. Send him left. He been going right every time. He done went same word right and he's sending the jumper. You playing solid defense, bro. Use your length. Believe in your length against his. He nice though. You know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. But just contest. What's up? Yeah, you stay. He's shooting free throws.
Nate Robinson. I like that.
Did you see the stare in his eyes? I mean, he looked like the eye of the tiger.
You can tell why he was so successful. He's so intense, and to be that small and had a career that he had in the NBA, he's got to be intense all the time.
And the competitiveness.
Yes.
You know, he was coaching not X's and O's, but that he was trying to appeal to the heart of Cameron Barnes. And I loved his teaching point, believe in your length, with some other colorful words.
Yeah, it's pay-per-view for a reason. Nate Robinson, I love it. 32-31, Team Dante Jones over Team Nate Robinson. A mix of the NBA and a mix of high school here on SUV TV from Antioch, Tennessee. Corey Hodges here with the two best when it comes to scouting and looking at these players. Vince Baldwin and Paul Biancardi. Happy to have you all with us here on this Monday. Tough, and it's down and in for King Keary. Double K. H&H, Hoop and Harm coming up.
I'm liking him, Paul. I saw him shoot the 3-ball earlier. Little fella took it to the lane, went strong. I like him with the floater.
Class of 2024. Aren't we getting close to his bedtime?
Gotta be.
He is a fun guy to watch. Look at his eyes. They just stayed on the rim. They stayed on the shot. Great concentration.
Close to his bedtime. I lost an hour coming from Charlotte. I'm getting tired too. 34-32. Team Nate has the lead for the first time in the ball game. Deep one. Trying to add to that lead. It's off for West. But again, it's Jah Jackson underneath that size.
That is strength against length. Thumbo with the length. Jackson with the strength. What a matchup, those two.
Jah Jackson bodying inside, but it gets put back in on a big jam by Isaiah West. That's how you clean it up.
And who's the first guy to run out and meet him? His coach, Nate Robinson. Jackson with the strong take. Watch 3 in the gray. Get up and put it down.
What a finish that time for West. Another look from Jackson, who goes against Tamba. Who's got it? He just flies in from nowhere, does Isaiah West.
He's an impressive athlete.
I tell you what, he looked like Nate Robinson on that dunk. He really did. You know, he's 6'3", Nate's about, 5'9", but just looked like a guy coming out of nowhere, put his head on the rim just like Nate Robinson does. Look at Nate Robinson, coach on the side. You think he's playing.
Yeah, you would.
Oh, he's ready. Oh, my goodness. Brandon Huntley Hatfield.
That's
wow.
what I've been waiting to see him do, Paul.
I've been in line with you, V. I'm standing in line right behind you.
When he attacks the basket with that length and that athleticism, Paul, there's no telling how good he could be.
Got deflected. Here it goes for Green. Not quite as explosive as the last one, but it's still 2 points.
Vince, 100%. When he does not settle for shots and he's engaged defensively, he is a top 10 player in the class.
Paul, that was a big-time finish he just had.
Under 2 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Drive that time for West. Here we go. Hold on.
Huntley Hatfield. Doesn't matter who's in his way, and that was big Jah Jackson, who's north of 275 pounds.
North Polish, yes.
Hell, I was trying to be nice. My man gets up and down the court real well, though. But
he moves really well, he does.
But Brandon Huntley Hatfield, top 10 in the class of
move.
2022.
That looked like a young Chris Webber right there.
Now you're showing your age.
Hey, you said you've known me for 30 years.
Yeah, that's bad. Because I'm right with you, but he is an impressive talent.
Team Nate with the 2-point edge. That one went out in Team Nate. It was Nate who caught it on its way out. 93 seconds left, second quarter. Now, Team Nate was down big there for a while, and they able to work back. Mikey Williams. Williams pulls up. It's not there. Great outstretched hand and arm from Blue Cane. In motion. Not there. Kane trying to clean it up. On the second try, it's good after the miss by Patterson.
I'm liking Blue.
38 all. Isaiah West. West against Blue Cane. Got the step. Then nowhere to go with it. Kick it out. King Keary for three.
I like this little fella.
Yeah, I do too.
You know, when he caught that ball, he was ready to shoot it and launched it.
All the way, almost all the way that time for Huntley Hatfield. To the hoop. Not there for Robinson. Nahmier Robinson that time. Taylor got picked off. Here we go. And it's all open for Vyctorius Miller. Clear the runway.
Young man from the West Coast, class of 2024.
Team Nate leads by 5. Blue Cane got fouled on his way to the hoop.
I'm really impressed with the really, really young kids.
Yes.
24. Can you imagine how young they still are, Paul?
I'll tell you what, KK, number 10 in the gray shirt, he knocked down the bottom of the net with that jump shot. He didn't even think twice about it.
That's the second one.
Yeah. Again, I'll say it. When you're open and you shoot it, to me that's a sign of a guy who's worked on a shot.
Blue Cane misses on the free throw, just about the only thing he really hasn't done correctly tonight. Everything else has been absolutely sterling. And Team Nate can hold here for the final shot of the second quarter, and it's Mikey who will step back. And he got hit on the way up from Huntley Hatfield. So Mikey with 2 shots.
I mentioned it earlier. Mikey Williams, 41 points in his very first high school game. He also had, V, you ready for this? 77 points this year in a high school game.
In one game?
That one game. That record for the whole state.
Heave at the horn is off for Huntley Hatfield, and we have played 2. 45-38 is the lead for Team Nate Robinson over Team Dante Jones. A look back now at the second quarter, some of the highlights.
Vyctorius Miller, young guy, knows where to go with the basketball.
Yeah, Miller that time, everything was wide open. We were waiting for that earlier.
But this is the play of the night so far. Sports Center Top 10 if you're watching. Brandon Huntley Hatfield.
And now Jah Jackson, some highlights of his own. Well, he didn't quite make it work, but then Isaiah West did.
Wow.
It's kind of been the story of the night. Guys smaller in stature who play far above their actual height makes me feel good at about 5'8.5". But you know, you look at Team Nate here with the 7-point edge, counting our way down to the second half. And thoughts, guys? Let's go to Vince first. Thoughts on the first half? A lot of great action, exactly what we were expecting to see.
A lot of great action, a lot of individual highlight moments, but I think the biggest difference was the coaching from Nate Robinson. His energy transferred over to his team, and they were down 14 points early. And now they've come back and taken the lead. I think it's transferred. He's really into it. I want to see the other team's coaches, give some of that energy to their players.
Yeah, that's the thoughts of Vince Baldwin. Paul Biancardi, what'd you think, man?
Okay, first half was exciting. Vince hit it on the head. Nate Robinson got his team energized for that comeback. Now I'm looking at the second half. So when I look at the second half of games, I think about crunch time as we get into the third and fourth quarter. Best players on the court have to rise up to the challenge. Playground game, all-star game, high school game, AAU game. I'm looking at Brandon Huntley Hatfield for Team Jones. And I'm looking at Mikey Williams to step up in the second half for Nate Robinson.
Got about 6.5 minutes left before we get the second half underway. The initial, the original plan was to have 2 quick quarters to end it. We'll find out the exact time length here shortly, but it is halftime. Just all the sanitation crew come by and keep things extra clean for us here. And again, getting set for the second half. So that's it for us for the moment here from the table. We'll jump away for a quick moment, and then we'll come back, get some more thoughts, get set, setting the table for the second half here on SUV TV. It's the main event.
Perfect. So, first question, what was your main reason for accepting the invite for the main event?
Well, heard a lot of big players were coming in, thought it would be fun, come out here and hoop, get to know a lot of people,
Perfect. Any people in particular you're looking forward to playing with or competing against?
Not really. It doesn't matter to me, just come out here and compete.
Awesome. If you had to speak on one or a few of the most important issues to you outside of basketball, what are some important issues?
Definitely the movement that's going around, because, Black Lives Matter, there's a lot of stuff happening in the world right now.
Yeah. So we all know you can play basketball, but what's something that most people would be surprised to know about you?
I can do card tricks, and I also play baseball.
That's awesome.
School with Brandon Miller, class of 2022, small forward, the #1 in the land. Sir, how are you doing?
Good.
Good. Right here in heart of Nashville, Tennessee, the pride of Nashville. Sir, when you're watching the NBA, who do you watch to model your game after?
I relate my game to Paul George.
PG-13. Right. What about his game do you see to inspire your game to model after?
All his signature moves, I kind of compare mine to that I do in games.
Okay, all right. So when did you first start playing basketball? At what age did you first start?
Probably when I was like 3 when I had a ball in my hand.
3? So you got started early, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was playing basketball on the refrigerator, just hitting the refrigerator with the ball. Yeah.
Speaking of refrigerator, if you had to choose between tacos and chicken wings, what do you choose?
Chicken wings, most definitely.
Chicken wings, most definitely. Yeah. That's an easy man to please. You can't go wrong with either one. Mr. Miller, class of 2022, the pride of Nashville, the best small forward in the land, right here at the main event at Lighthouse Christian School. I am Lee G. Keep it locked right here, and we'll see you next time.
What was your main reason for accepting the invite to participate in the main event?
Because nothing has been moving lately, because of the pandemic. But, I want people to see what I'm like and what I'm made of.
Awesome. Any people in particular you're looking forward to playing against?
Like league-wise, or just like?
Like tonight, or?
Sky.
If you had to speak on one or a few of the most important issues to you outside of basketball, what would they be?
You said what?
Like any important issues outside of basketball that you like to speak on? It's all good if you don't have an answer for that. What's something that most people would be surprised to know about you?
Probably I can shoot. Most people think I can't shoot, but I really got a clip.
Right here at the Lighthouse Christian School, and I'm with Sky Clark, Max Prep, All-American, one of the top players in the country, straight out of Los Angeles, right here in Tennessee now. So how you doing today, sir?
Doing good, sir. How about you?
Pretty good. Thank you for asking. So I want to know, you're from the West Coast, you're from LA, and you're now here in Nashville. What is one of the biggest differences in West Coast basketball and Southern basketball?
I'd say the speed, physicality. West Coast, it's more finesse. But out here, it's like we pushing the ball and stuff, so definitely it's speed and physicality.
Okay, you see I'm a short guy. I played point guard when I played basketball. Give me your top 3 point guards of all time.
I gotta go with Magic's greatest of all time, CP3, and I wouldn't say he's the greatest of all time, but my favorite, Jason Williams. White chocolate.
White chocolate?
White chocolate is tough.
I like that. Yeah, but he said Magic first of all.
Yeah, no.
He's the homeschool with me. All right, now, here at the main event, we've got some of the best players in the country from the 9th and 10th grade. What do you gain from being in this kind of vibe, this kind of environment?
I just love being around hoop. Whenever I get a chance to be around hoop or go watch hoop, whatever, I'm there. You ain't got to ask me twice.
Absolutely, man. Sky Clark, you keep an eye out for him. Lee G right here for the main event. Keep it locked.
Okay. First question, what was your main reason for accepting the invite to the main event?
My main reason is probably just to get have fun. Cause in the summer go back to school. So yeah.
Cool. And any people in particular you're looking forward to playing with or competing against?
Probably playing with some new faces to the 2023 class, but probably one of my friends, Jah Jackson. Yeah.
Perfect. If you had to speak on one or a few of the most important issues to you outside of basketball, what would they be?
You said issues?
Yeah, like outside of basketball.
Like bad issues?
No, like like movements or like the pandemic and things like that.
Probably the pandemic. It's probably been rough for the basketball community, especially the 2023 class and the 2021 class, since they seniors going out of high school and stuff. Yeah, and recruiting.
Yeah. So everyone knows you can hoop, but what's something that most people would be surprised to know about you?
Pretty good at probably the video game, probably playing Fortnite 2K. Yeah.
Well, the main event already through one full half, and it's been an exciting game so far. Welcome back, everyone. Getting set for the second half. And guys, as we reintroduce the crew, Corey Hodges here alongside Vince Baldwin from Nike and Paul Biancardi from ESPN. Talk about some star power right here at the table. I'm a star too. Look, we'll start first with Paul. This has been interesting to me, this All-Star game, because of the fact that we're finally able to see some of these high school players getting a chance to really put their brand out there, their name out there. We saw a couple big names in the first half, also some surprises as well. You both had a surprise player. A couple players you had your eye on the first half.
I'm going to go with Isaiah West. I didn't know much about him. I know my fellow analyst over there, Vince Baldwin, has seen him play, but he's got the complete package. Vince says he can play the point guard position. Am I correct on that, V?
Yes, he can.
And he also has the wow factor. That offensive rebound putback was a wild play. His head was on the rim. His coach says he's a high IQ guy. He's a student of the game. Good Pasture High School, local product here in Nashville. This guy's going to be – I think he's a star in the making, Vince. You hit it on the head. Look at this offensive rebound putback. I mean, this is what you see at the highest level of the game. Just moving without the ball, 3 in the gray, sniffs it out, the catch, the drop down, the head on the rim. Vince, that was impressive.
Yeah, it was. He's got the whole package, Paul. I think he's going to be a superstar in the making, like you said. For my surprise player, I'm going to go with the Silky Slim scoring machine from Illinois, the kid Javante Taylor. Paul, I know he's in the top 20 in the ESPN rankings, but he's really maybe even outperforming that today. He's looking good. He's putting the ball on the floor. He's 3 for 4 from 3, which surprised me because I'd seen him play as an 8th grader, but he was attacking the basket more. So now that I've seen him expand his game, you can tell he's been putting in the work. I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing from him, and the sky's the limit for him.
And you called him a young Rudy Gay?
Yeah, I did. I think he has some of the same similarities at the same stage. Very rarely do you see kids 6'7", 6'8" that can do it inside and outside. He's really comfortable with the ball in his hands like Rudy Gay. He shoots the ball maybe even a little bit better than Rudy did at the same stage. And, he's got a lot of work to do to get to be Rudy Gay. But he's off to a good start.
But you see the mannerisms.
I do. I see a lot of similarities in his game.
And you're putting a little pressure on me to bump him up a little bit?
A little bit.
Little bit? Okay. All right.
So much talk about how great Rudy Gay is, not just as a player, but just he has that build. He has that body. I think there's so many in the NBA and really any form of basketball who would kill to just have the Rudy Gay look. And so that's quite a compliment.
Yeah, and I think Vince made the big point was this. He handles the ball and he can put it on the floor. Now he's making the shot to add to the drive game with that long, fluid body. He's a special guy in the making in the class of 2023.
That's who we're highlighting here tonight, 2022, 2023. So here just over the next couple of years, we'll be seeing these players. Earlier in the week, we heard maybe 10 of these guys could possibly go to the NBA. We know they're going to play for some top colleges, but the sky's the limit. Again, we can't say that enough tonight.
Well, we're 2022, 2023. They got a while to go,
Sure.
Still in high school.
Of course.
But I'm going to put Vince on the spot. The best NBA prospect in this game is...
On physical tools, the best NBA prospect might be Brandon Huntley Hartfield.
I agree.
Hatfield. He has everything it takes. You want to see his motor improve. You want to see him learn to play inside a little bit more. But if you just look at wow factor, that one play on the baseline, it's not 5 other kids in the country could make that play. So if you had to pin me down and say who the best prospect was, it's probably him.
Back underway in the main event. Here's Jah Jackson, and Jackson picking up right where he left off in the first half. It's 47-38. Team Nate leading by 9. Paul and Nate chatting.
Yeah, Nate just said that's the best play for a big man. A little high-low by the point guard coach, Nate Robinson. I love it.
Team Nate's come alive. There is Caleb Green going up off the window.
You got to love when a point guard who's 5'9" runs his first play for a big guy who's 6'9".
Well, he knows if he wants the big guy to set some picks from and rebound, he got to give him the ball early.
Oh, that's a wall. That's not a screen, Vince.
Jazair.
And now they're feeding the big guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if Jackson set a screen on somebody, I think that player would get knocked out of the game.
49-40 after the Jackson bucket on a deep move in the paint. And that's going the other way.
He would be a phenomenal screen setter, one in the gray.
He'd also be a phenomenal left tackle.
He could play on Saturdays and Sundays.
Up it goes from Lockett, and he's able to draw the whistle and the foul. Chris Lockett for Team Nate.
He's got some burst. He's got that blow-by speed. He's got a quick first step. He's a straight-line driver, good finisher. He's got to polish up that jump shot and free throw. I thought he rushed that shot. When you rush at the free throw line, there's a great chance that that ball is going to bounce out. You got to stay there and finish the follow-through, just like that.
So Lockett gets a split at the line. You'll notice on the back of the jerseys tonight, just like as part of the NBA restart, words of not just strength and unity, but compassion and equality out there, making more noise than just basketball tonight. These young men representing a fantastic cause. Up it goes, it rolls off for Javante Taylor, but it'll stay here with Team Jones, and almost a slam that time for Blue Cane. Now out in the open. Here goes Robinson, trying to get it to Mikey Williams. Now to Caleb Glenn. Glenn will hand it off. Nice finish, Javante Taylor.
What a beautiful pass by Caleb Glenn. Just the instincts when to give it up at the right time.
Mikey's cooled off just a touch. He was electric to start, had a deep three that kind of got his all-star game going. A little cool since then. No cool right now. Javante Taylor from 3.
They call that a heat check at the playground. Javante Taylor feeling it tonight. My goodness, the handle, the jump shot, the confidence.
Mikey Williams in the front court. Team Nate leads by 5. 5:45 to go, third quarter in the main event. Step back, created some space. Mikey Williams, he cleaned it up on the miss from Lockett.
Okay, young fella.
I told you he'd get one, V. I told you. Pre-game, Mikey Williams can dunk on you and over you in games.
You did. You said he's a game dunker.
Oh, he is a gamer. Watch him just come in from the right side of your screen, number 8 in the gray. 6'2"-ish. Playing big.
Mikey.
Right there, you see him, number 8, just coming down the lane. He is an explosive young athlete and a terrific basketball player.
Another bucket that time for Team Nate. He worked on it quick to lead by 9. Missed 3. Williams is there to fight for it. Williams will kick it ahead to Robinson. He can't finish on the quick layup try. And that's a foul on Cameron Barnes.
Just watching the athletic ability, I can see what the hype is about old Mikey.
Oh, he can make athletic plays, but Vince, I've seen him make the right read. I've seen him make deep threes. I think he's just enjoying himself tonight, not trying to impress anyone, but just trying to fit in with his teammates. When the moment's right, Mikey understands when he needs to take over, but his athleticism, second to none in the class of 2023.
How do you think he projects, Paul? Do you think he projects more as a point guard or off guard?
Well, I think he has to be a point guard as time goes on at his height. But right now I think what he does best is score the ball, but I've seen him make some terrific reads. Has to learn the nuances of a point guard, understanding to make others better and still get his own. As we both know, that's a long process. But he has a competitive alpha dog spirit that I love.
Cameron Barnes with the free throw, a 10-point edge for Team Nate. Make it 8 now. It's Javante Taylor again. And is that continuation? Isaiah West. Well, West. No bucket. It'll be Team Nate to take it out with Miller. King Carey with a deep three. Not that time. Boarded by Glenn. Cycles its way around. Back now to Caleb Glenn. He started it, and Caleb Glenn finishes off the possession with a deep three.
His coach is in the stands tonight, Tim Hatworth. Said he is a relentless worker, Caleb Glenn. Tough-minded young man as well.
Isaiah West. Got some flow going now, gents.
Yeah, the first half jitters seem to be over. They're starting to play a little bit now.
And now we're getting some possessions strung together. This is some good basketball right now.
Love the passing.
Hello.
Love it. I love the vision and the willingness to give it up at a moment's notice.
Caleb Glenn, two-hand stuff. One from deep, touch just off that time for Vyctorius Miller. About 3.5 to go, third quarter. Team Nate up by 5. From the corner for 3, it's not there. Miss was Harris. Almost a collision that time between Robinson and Patterson. And we've got a media timeout. Feels good to say that again. 57-52. I haven't said media timeout in about 5 months. 3:26 to go in the third frame. All the friends, everyone here with you tonight. And we'll get set now for a listen inside the
spots where you can be
Team
effective.
Jones
It's
huddle.
cool. Play free. If you think too hard out there, it won't be so fun. Just stay free. I might see you pull up from half court one time just to get it out. Why not? If you miss a regular one, it'll be more. That's my shot. You miss it. That's pressure. You just take one from way out there. It's gonna feel good to you one time. Let it out. Don't put so much pressure on you. P, you gotta make one, P. If you make one, that score changes instant. If you make 2, we're here, huh? Shoot it then. Grab. You ain't took no shot, have you? You ain't took one shot. One shot. Let me get that Gatorade.
All right. Dante Jones inside the Team Jones huddle.
Well, he's definitely a player's coach.
I was going to say, there's not many times that you encourage everybody on your roster to shoot the ball. If you think too much, it won't be fun, Dante Jones said. Vince, you hit it on the head. That's a player's coach to get his guys to relax and enjoy the moment. I loved it. Different than Nate Robinson and very effective.
It's a good lesson for life, too. Try not to think as much. Here we go. Up and in, right out of the timeout, Presley Patterson.
He said to Presley Patterson in the huddle, you need to make 1, and if you make 2, we're going to be in good shape. There's the 1, Coach. There's the 1. He gave it to you. He gave it to you, Coach.
He made not only 1, but 2, and actually 3 that time, Presley Patterson. Just off Vyctorius Miller trying to tip it up. Team Nate up by just 2. Here it is again, Presley Patterson, back-to-back 3s.
But that's coaching.
That's right.
That's coaching.
And that's a different type of coaching. He got to the soul of Presley Patterson. He got inside his mind as well, and it paid off.
Here it goes. After the turnover, a couple of tumbles for Caleb Glenn, and it falls.
V, that's something I think you would do. I think you would be Dante Jones, and I'd be Nate Robinson.
I would agree with that.
We'd be flipping.
I would agree with that.
King Carey.
Window.
With the kiss.
Now, they don't want you to say the bank is open on TV, but I'll tell you what, the ATM machine was open on that.
Cash money. How about that for some stimulus? Here's one from 3. Javante Taylor again.
Now, that's a guy who stimulates me right there. It's Javante Taylor. My goodness, V, I think you just bumped him up.
Yeah, I think I did.
I think you bumped him up.
Team
I think
Jones.
he bumping himself up.
Team Jones has the lead back. Almost got lucky that time was Vyctorius Miller. Almost had the rim help him out. Javante Taylor trying to high step that time. Now Taylor will try to work against the defender down low, and that's West.
Nice defense by Isaiah West.
Way to move his feet.
Yeah, held his ground. Used the chest instead of his hands.
Patterson and Robinson.
You know, that's a little point that's a big difference. When you're trying to guard somebody, you got to guard them with your feet and your chest. You can't be handsy on defense.
And Isaiah's a strong guard. He was able to wall him off.
Three-pointer down and in. Cameron Barnes. Okay. We're all tied up. 63 all.
Ooh, number 23 in the ESPN 25, Cameron Barnes.
Presley Patterson tried to go from way deep that time. Miller gets it back. Now Vyctorius Miller from deep.
Youngin fitting right in the game. I mean, when you're at that age, class of 2024, how old is he, 15? Games being nationally streamed with upper-level competition, he just drains it.
Under 30 seconds left, third quarter. Great defense that time. Step back, whistle and a foul. So we should have free throws here almost to the end of the third. Another glance.
Little fadeaway. And a foul.
So free throw here, if it's down and in, could cut this to a one-point game.
Don't you love it when it's close in an all-star game?
Yeah, we got a good game going right now.
Got a great. You know why? The intensity is terrific. And again, I'm going to say it, the unselfishness in a game of guys that have, you know, talented games, maybe a little ego. Everybody here is competitive. It's been a wonderful game so far.
Yeah, the jitters are over. They're really starting to play really good basketball right now.
Isaiah West with 6 ticks left in the third. West, Nahmier Robinson driving. It's off. Almost had a chance there for one last heave, but it's not to be. 66-64, Team Nate over Team Jones.
That was a quick quarter.
Yeah.
Lockett looking for the step back. Mikey Williams from Southern California punching it home.
So Mikey Williams coming alive just as we expected him to. Some more highlights now from the third quarter. Caleb Glenn.
A young Caron Butler, maybe.
I like him. He really, I can see why his coach is so high on him. He does a lot of things to help your team. He can rebound. He plays good defense. He's unselfish. He led the break a couple times. That's a very, very valuable kid for them to have for a high school kid.
A lot of versatility as a rising sophomore. When his coach told us that he was relentless and a worker, now, to be Caron Butler, you have to have a Kevin Garnett type of alpha dog mentality. I see you smiling over there, Vince. I'm not saying he is Caron Butler or will be. I'm just giving you similarities I see at a young stage.
No, I see it too. I mean, fortunately, you said I was old. I watched both of those guys play at this stage. So,
hey, man.
But I do. I like Caleb Glenn. If you compare him to Caron Butler, that means he has a lot of potential, and he's got a great body too.
That's what I thought of, the body and the versatility.
Final quarter of regulation underway. It was almost a bucket to start.
He's got some broad shoulders, too.
Glenn. Back we go. Good defense down low, but it can't overcome Jah Jackson.
Put him in.
Nate's eating.
He's saying you got to feed the big fella, Nate Robinson.
Hey, he's going to him first off of every quarter. He's going to him on the first play.
Blue Cane. It falls in the foul.
I like this kid a lot. Class of 2023. As I mentioned in the first half, he dropped 73 in a high school game this year.
Yeah, he's not bashful.
How about the ability to drive the ball, and as the defense backs up, he recognizes to pull up, and the body control and the touch to knock it down from mid-range. That was sweet.
Yeah, the lost art of the mid-range game, he's got that part of it down.
Mikey with a deep 3 try. Nope. Just a 1-point game. Nate Robinson's squad leading the team under the command of Dante Jones. Tombo's pretty wide open. Instead, getting it to Blue Kane. Good decision.
He makes tough shots look easy, doesn't he? That was a tough shot. Going to his right, fading, and firing. Yeah. Oh, you got to feed Jackson. He's dying for it right there.
Jackson in the low post, set up, gets a reception, tossed it through the net. In the open now, Caleb Glenn. One flew out of his way, and it's an easy lay-in for Glenn as Lockett went by. You almost don't want this game to end.
No, it's gotten really, really good.
Now, Male High School, where Caleb Glenn goes to school, they've had 4 Mr. Basketballs.
And a couple pros, right?
Yeah. You know what? He could be the 5th Mr. Basketball.
He could definitely be. I find it hard pressed to be there's going to be another freshman or sophomore better than him in the state of Kentucky.
Deep ball, Brandon Huntley, Hatfield. Starting to see this 3 come alive too. We got a dunk contest about an hour and change ago as Mikey Williams goes up, just rims out, but we got a dunk contest. Now we're getting a little bit of a 3-point contest. Huntley Hatfield kicking it. Speaking of threes, not that time for, that was a shot from Glenn. That one's good though. From Hanji Tamba.
He's going to make some college coach really, really happy.
He certainly is. He is such a coachable young man, too. He takes coaching. He's like a sponge.
It's loose. Caleb Glenn, cookies. He's on it.
That's why he's going to be great in the college game.
Blue Kane for 3.
Yeah, I'm starting to see why he scored 73 points in a high school game.
Sign me up for Blue Kane. Give me some more of that Blue Kane.
Yeah, I'm buying stock in that one right now.
He's raising Kane right now.
Blue chip stock, Blue Kane, 79-70. The lead for Team Jones. All of a sudden, Dante Jones' team there, they got a little nice lead going here. 3 is off for Lockett.
That's because Coach Jones told them all to start shooting the ball a little more. We need more threes from you guys.
He had them relax, put them all in their comfort zones.
Yeah, and Presley Patterson took the cue first, knocked down a couple of threes, and everyone fed off the 3 ball, and now they got the lead again.
4:51 to go in regulation. 9-point edge. I guess the biggest question probably I haven't asked tonight, guys, mainly because this was my first time meeting you and talk about 2 big brains to pick, but the difference between older basketball, maybe 20, 30 years ago, and how much the 3-point shot and the dunk has changed it. Whichever one of you want to go first.
I'll throw it to the coach on that one.
Yeah, okay. Well, the 3-point shot changed the game completely back in 1987. But in the last 5 years, Golden State has taken that and put it on steroids in terms of 5 guys on the floor shooting the 3. Everybody talks about now pace and space. Well, to space the floor, you got to have shooters on the floor, and that is the #1 skill right now. Whether you're 5'9" or 6'9", the ability to shoot the 3 can get you in any game at almost any level. The dunk is still exciting, but I think the 3-point shot now is the priority for the NBA, and usually what happens in the NBA, Vince, it trickles down to the college game, high school, grassroots.
Without question, these young kids emulate what they see. And Steph Curry and the Golden State Warriors and the way they shot the basketball changed the way these young kids are growing up. And you see them turning down layups for threes now. The analytics of the game say a 3 is better than a dunk. So they're taking them.
Only if you make it.
Only if you make it.
I still think the mid-range shot has value in the game. Now, analytically, it may not, but if you're open and you can score 2 points, I think it's a shot you should still look for to take.
You know, I just had that conversation last night. I was watching DeMar DeRozan from the Spurs, and he's mastered the mid-range game, and it's almost like they're down on him for that. But he doesn't miss. He made 7 free throw line jump shots, but they weren't wild because it wasn't a 3 or a dunk.
Caleb Glenn had the most recent bucket for Team Jones. It's a 10-point Team Jones edge, 81-71.
The one thing I'll finish up with about analytics, I think it's a great supporting tool, but analytics don't play the game. The players play the game, and if the players can make that shot outside the paint, right, inside the arc, they should do it.
Good feed that time from West to Cameron Barnes from the inbound, and it counts an H&H opportunity.
I mean, look at Cameron Barnes right there, 6, long, lanky finesse. That's a beautiful soft jump hook, and that is over length against Javonte Taylor. Cameron Barnes, impressive
Got a
with his
soft
post
touch.
move.
Got a
Yeah,
soft
soft
touch,
touch,
too.
long body. I love his mobility.
All right, can Team Nate Robinson make a final little push here? Under 4 minutes to go in the ball game. It's the main event. The best in high school basketball tonight here from Antioch, Tennessee. Here we go. Brandon Huntley Hatfield, and no one was there to get in the way of BHH.
I'll say it again. He could be as good as he wants to be. Can't say that about very many players, Vince, in high school basketball.
No, again, it's up to him. All the pieces are there, Paul. He just has to put them all together.
Barnes was stripped. Blue Cane in transition. Stuff.
We found our rising star tonight in Blue Cane.
We did.
I love his game.
Along the baseline. Got fouled down there was Vyctorius Miller, or rather Mikey Williams that time got fouled.
Anybody that walks into an all-star game with a ponytail, you should have known something was coming.
You know he's got game.
You know he's got game.
Last ponytail I saw was Kyle Guy. I saw him as a sophomore. I saw his game, and quickly we put him into the ESPN 100, and he did not disappoint.
He helped them win a national championship in Virginia.
Tony Bennett got on that early and took him right out of the state of Indiana.
I think he owes you dinner for that one, Paul.
Well, you know it's going to be a nice dinner because Tony's got loot.
Tony's got stimulus for sure. Inside that time, it falls in the foul for Hanji Tamba. One more time.
Hanji with the screen. He's trying to roll, puts the defender on his back. That's a great post-up. Nothing Cameron Barnes could do but grab him or let him go. I like the way Thamba has posted up in this game with his lower half, not so much his hands. Big improvement for the big man. Oh, nice.
Yeah, Blue Cane that time. Perfect connection from the inbounds pass, and it's an 11-point lead here, guys, for Team Dante Jones. Kick, open on the three. Nahmier Robinson not to be, and you got to go now if you're Team Nate.
Brandon Huntley Hatfield, he looked at his coach and said, timeout, I got the ball in my hands. In conversion, no timeout, coach.
He saw a lane open up. He was going straight to the basket.
Blue Cane coming alive here in the second half.
You know, Blue Cane is comfortable behind the line, mid-range. Thamba with the little flip. Look at that. That's a tough shot, and he makes it look easy. Because you're fading to your right. Most right-handed shooters like to go to their left. Vince Baldwin, am I correct? You were a great shooter.
You are correct.
In high school, that was the scouting report on you. A 5-star shooter.
1-3 against the other. Javante Taylor that time. Great defense from Isaiah West. It's open, no problem. Brandon Huntley Hatfield again.
Yeah, give us some more of that, Brandon Huntley Hatfield. Give us some more of that energy. There you go, big boy.
Yeah, blocked it away from Mikey Williams. Offense to defense for Huntley Hatfield. Now stripped on a dunk try from Calum Harris. Team Jones up by the lucky mark of 13. Under 2 to play in the main event. Patterson sends it out. Taylor inside. Huntley Hatfield falls in the foul. So Brandon Huntley Hatfield once more. And the nice piping on the jerseys tonight, not just for Team Nate, but also for Team Jones, reminds me a little bit of that Brooklyn Nets look for their jerseys this season. Huntley Hatfield, straight swish.
Vince, the more I watch Huntley Hatfield, I'm starting to think of players at the same stage back then. Jah Jackson.
Ooh, okay.
But Jackson was closer to 6'11". Huntley Hatfield 6'9", but the three-point shot, the power forward body.
Was still the ability to handle the ball.
Yes. Now, Jah Jackson played the game with a good energy level, and he was great on the glass and blocking shots. That's what we both want to see Huntley Hatfield give it a little bit more on the rebounding game and the shot blocking game.
Kind of park style right now, just going back and forth. Calum Harris with the transition hoop. 94-76. Looks like Team Jones has this one all wrapped up.
Wow, this was just a 4-point game just a minute ago.
In a flash. You got it, Vince.
I was wondering if they were going to do the Elam ending like they did in there.
That's an ending right there. Javonte Taylor.
That's my guy.
He can finalize a play, can't
Mikey just lost it. Trying to get back maybe one of those he didn't have in the dunk contest earlier, but Mikey still had some highlights tonight. In the open floor, Brandon Huntley Hatfield, down and in, one-hand style.
That would have got him an 8. That would have got him an 8 or a 9 in the dunk contest.
We still got the paper
right
here.
Use your paper. Use your paper. Both forms of paper. Well, Team Nate, chuck it up from way deep. Just about to the finish line in this main event, 2022-2023 Future Pro Showcase. 98-76, Team Dante Jones, they almost made it to 100. That's the final. Team Jones over Team Nate from Tennessee on this Monday night, the best in the country. We saw it here tonight, guys.
Yeah, I thought we had an outstanding show. I'm really, really happy that I came. Had a chance to watch some great young talent at the beginning of their careers. It's going to be interesting to follow them over the next couple of years and see how they can develop.
Now think about this, guys. These are rising juniors, rising sophomores, and rising freshmen. My MVP, Javonte Taylor, the young man from Morgan Park High School in Chicago, part of the ESPN 25. He was fantastic tonight in all different ways. And I was impressed with Isaiah West, young man from Good Pasture High School here in Nashville. And Blue Cane.
Yes.
You got to love a guy by the name of Blue Cane with a ponytail, and he has game.
He may not have been the best, but he may be my favorite.
Well, we've got the MVP presentation. You called it. Well, the MVP presentation, Javonte Taylor.
He started the game off with a made three-point shot. And he didn't back down after that. He didn't defer. He finalizes a play. Watch this, coming rim, goes to the other side, doesn't lay it in, but flushes it.
Yeah,
Vince, I know you love his ability to handle the basketball, too.
Yeah, I was really, really impressed with the young man from start to finish. Very rarely do you see somebody come out there and win the dunk contest and then come down and knock down 6 threes in the game. Shout out to Nick Irvin and Mike Irvin, Mac Irvin Fire from Illinois. They got another one coming down the pipeline.
Wait a minute, my phone's ringing. It's the Irvins.
Absolutely fantastic tonight as we continue to roll along here on SUV TV. Again, it's part of the pay-per-view package tonight. I know quite a few people out there ponying up some extra cash to be with us tonight. Vince Baldwin, Paul Biancardi, great to have you guys here. Well, that's an understatement again, because the basketball knowledge has just been, I've just been able to sit back and listen quite a while. It's a lot better than just sitting in front of the iPad and listening to someone talk about basketball, but to actually be here, quite an experience. Well worth that 6-hour drive from Charlotte, and we'll make it back there tomorrow, but I'll be making that drive back. 2 new friends, some great knowledge. Final thoughts, Paul?
Yeah, well, I live in Charlotte, and I'm not going to be driving with you. I'll be flying. Thank you in the morning.
Must be nice, yeah.
Now, I was impressed with the versatility, the physical ability of these guys, the skill, the versatility, young age, a lot of instincts on the floor. You know, we didn't see robot basketball. A lot of guys work out all the time and they look like robots. These guys look like basketball players tonight.
Yeah, I think you hit it on the head. I was really, really surprised at the versatility. Bigs that can handle, shoot. Your guy Karan Butler, Caleb Glenn, who could do it all.
I loved him.
The little guards hitting. I mean, we saw a little bit of everything today. I thought it was a really, really good showcase of some young talent. And, again, I'm glad I made the trip down.
Yeah, it was well worth the trip, no doubt about that. Got to see some of these great players and their abilities out on the floor were showcased tonight. Again, the MVP, Javonte Taylor, and some of those dunks, some of those plays in transition, just his abilities put on display tonight as we wanted them to be. But, what a night here from Antioch. And, again, really set up to have all these great players on the floor to see what they can do, and they put it on display.
Yeah, if Javonte Taylor was the MVP, and he was in my eyes, he was Batman. I have to say his Robin was Brandon Huntley Hatfield. He did a tremendous job at scoring the ball, and when he turns that energy level up just a little bit, we saw the blocks, we saw the dunks, we saw the rebound, the push. Vince, you mentioned it, and I agree with you. The best NBA prospect in this game, Brandon Huntley Hatfield.
Yeah, I've been waiting to see a performance for him like that. You saw the pieces, even at IMG, you saw flashes, but he was consistently good and showed the whole package tonight. If I were you, I'd be looking at lottery picks coming up in 3 or 4 years from now.
Yeah, but he's got to maintain that consistent motor, because if not, you're going to fall by the wayside. A lot of talented guys that you've seen over the years that I've seen, they don't make it because they don't play hard. They don't make it because they don't train hard. They don't take the game serious. He has all the talent that you could possibly want in a basketball player.
Yeah, we got to show him the highlights from this game. He was more effective when he was inside than when he was outside.
Well, let's get a special message now before we say goodnight. Okay. So with everything that's gone on tonight, it's been obviously some great basketball and a chance to get a couple words from the founders, those who created this event, got it going, and that's the main reason that we're here tonight, putting all this talent on display. We'll go there now.
Yeah, it was a great event. You know, we had a lot of great players in here, talent from all over the country, from the East Coast to the West Coast, some kids from Texas as far down as Florida. So it was a good combination of talent here. They had some good guards, some good bigs. I think they put on a great show for, the people who were able to watch and the few people that were in the gym. And, to have, guys like Paul Biancardi, ESPN, and Vince Baldwin with Nike, and we have Corey at the play-by-play. I think it just added so much more to the event. And we're looking forward to next year. Definitely looking forward.
Yeah.
All right.
Fantastic stuff tonight. We really enjoyed it. Had a fantastic time, and the ability to come out here this evening and actually see these guys put their talents on display, I know it was pleasing to you. That's exactly what you wanted.
No doubt. Yeah, it was no EYBL this year. It was no McDonald's All-Americans. Of course, these guys would have been playing, but it was no showcase for these kids to really be able to be seen on a high platform, and you got Slam in here, Overtime, Ballislife, and a lot of more media for these guys to showcase their talent, because like I said, these are some of the most talented kids in the country. So it was a great event for them to show their ability.
One more thought as well. I know very important to you, the masks, keeping this place clean. To have this during the middle of a pandemic, you are a success there, because very few people are able to put on an event right now. You did it, and you aced it.
Well, I appreciate it, man, and we're taking the COVID very seriously. We took a lot of precautions. We closed it off to the public, so we didn't have any spectators other than the parents. We had Oxytine come in from the Carolinas. They came and sprayed everything before the game. They sprayed it during halftime. We're going to spray again after everybody leaves the gym. Or, we require masks. So it's a tough situation to navigate through, and it's part of the reason we had to keep pushing the event back. But all in all, I think we was able to pull it off pretty well.
Certainly so. Yeah. It's 100% tonight. We all enjoyed it, and to make it possible, that was the biggest thing. Well done tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A message from our founders tonight, the reason that we were able to play, and get a couple nice words there. And that just about wraps it up. To put everything into perspective, so much going on in the world right now, it's tough to contemplate sometimes, tough to figure out. But when you can come into a gym and be protected and be kept safe and secure, and to be able to watch some of the best high school players in the country, you know what? Tonight, for the first time in 5 months, I feel great.
Well, I'll tell you who feels really good are the players. They had joy in their heart tonight. They played with a smile. They were competitive. They were intense. They were coached hard by Dante Jones and Nate Robinson. They wanted the coaching. They accepted the coaching. They played to win. They were unselfish. I'm so happy these kids had an opportunity to let out what they've been holding in for the last 3 or 4 months and to play the game that they love.
I couldn't have said it better myself. It was a phenomenal evening for me as a talent evaluator and a scout. I couldn't have been happier. After, like you said, not being on the road for 5 months, being able to see this much talent in one gym in one night, it was phenomenal.
Yeah, kind of a unique circumstance. Obviously, everything seems to be unique circumstances this year, but you're right, guys. Everything kind of keyed up here. Everyone was ready to bounce, and they certainly did tonight. We got to see some of the best high school talent 2022 and 23. Mikey Williams was, of course, the top one. Everyone wanted to go see Mikey, but classic case of it kind of goes all the way down the list. Everyone here was a star tonight. They had their opportunities, and they got to impress two of the best scouts in the country, and they got to impress everyone here inside the gym tonight. It was a fantastic effort all the way around to put this event on. And, of course, the partners tonight with SUV TV coming on board to provide fantastic coverage and trying to get that out there, get those images, get those videos out there to let people know all the talent that was bottled up here tonight.
Yeah, the college coaches hopefully were watching this tonight and doing some recruiting from this game, because what they saw was the future of high school basketball and the next line, the next wave of recruits for those Power 5 schools. They were on display tonight, and you hit it on the head, Corey, and I'm glad you brought it up about David Carey and the job that he did.
Sure.
This took months to put together. It was postponed, but as you mentioned, this place could have been sold out because of the talent. Only family members were in here. They had it protected COVID-wise with spray by Oxythyme and the mask and the hand sanitizer everywhere. I couldn't have been more impressed with the setup, and I can't wait for next year.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah, next year I want to do it next week. Can we run it back?
Right. Yeah. With all the talent that we saw here tonight, we saw maybe some hybrids too. I know there was a lot of mentions of a basketball body, a football body, and so when you see rare talent like that, it certainly gives everyone an opportunity to shine, and they did so tonight. I think one other thing that's important to mention, guys, and I'll ask you both the same question, is to get here tonight and to be able to kind of break through this system, because there's been some talk the last 5 years or so about, are some of these players maybe too close when they're playing, AAU. There's been a little bit of a stigma there. And I've never really bought into that, but I think it's a case tonight to where, yeah, these guys may be very close, but you know what? Maybe that's a good thing. Look how well they played together tonight.
Yeah, I think the guys that were teammates, you could see the chemistry, but the opposition, they took the opposing players as competition, and I thought they really put forth the effort that you needed. This was a playground all-star type of game, but I walk away from my job as a talent evaluator like Vince with guys that I've never seen before that I was so impressed with, guys that I have seen before. I get another look at them, and I come away impressed with Cameron Barnes and Caleb Glenn, Blue Kane. Love that name, by the way. It sounds like, a real baller, Blue Kane, right? I mean, guys that Isaiah West. I mean, people around here in Nashville have talked about Isaiah West. I laid my eyes on him in warm-ups. I was like, this kid looks like a player. And once he stepped on the court, he was a player.
Yeah, I think it was a phenomenal night. I was really impressed with the way the game started and ended. The Team Jones got off to a big start. Nate riled his team up. They fought back and took a 14-point lead. And then Jones gave his team another pep talk. The guy came off the bench, hit back-to-back threes, changed the momentum, and then they went on a 20-4 run. So for an all-star game, I thought you saw a lot of different levels of competitiveness, some friendship, but they showed that you can still be friends and compete. I know a lot of these guys know each other. I saw them joking and laughing in the lobby, but when he dunked on them, that wasn't for those two hung out. Brandon Huntley, Hartfield, and Jazier hung out all night. He dunked on them pretty hard. So friendship can only go so far in a game like this.
Yeah, friendship bond may be broken just temporarily by that dunk. You brought up a good point, though, Vince. Quickly before we dash away tonight, and again, we can't thank everyone enough for spending some time with us this evening. Some time, maybe a little bit of a distraction, hopefully, and it certainly was for us. But you brought up a good point, Vince, and I'll start with you first. Just a game recap, with kind of that all-star game feel. Okay, got a team stretching away a little bit, 15, 20 points. Let's catch back up. All of a sudden, kind of like in the real pro game, everyone woke up, and then, we got a game.
Yeah, it was a game of runs. It really was. There was a lot of up and down. It was even for a while. Then one team jumped ahead, another team came back. And then a couple guys got hot. Javante Taylor got hot, hit a few threes. And then on the other end, Mikey made the dunk that kind of got him going a little bit. So it was a game of momentum. Whoever had the momentum carried it out, and Team Jones just had it at the end of the game.
Yeah, we had a game of stars, but they played team ball, and that's what made this game so exciting to me and entertaining, right? All the stars, all the athleticism, but they played a team game, and that to me was the joy of tonight. I think these guys could suit up and run again at midnight if they had to. They loved being here. All they talked about in the hotel was they haven't had a chance to play in a game. Referees, national streamline, Vince Baldwin here. You can't ask for much more than that.
Hey, I mean, it's talk about being starstruck, but it comes back to that point of having everyone gathered together. And it was the same way for me, Paul. I went earlier today to the hotel, checked in, saw some of the players milling around, kind of getting ready to check in, and they were already talking about the game, saying, I got to kind of working on this. I was kind of working on that. And I was really hyped up yesterday if I'm allowed to say hyped up at almost 30. But I was really excited last night, I should say, to see, Mikey working on his dunk. Some of these players, kind of the calm before the storm, if you will. That was cool. It gave this event like this whole build-up. It wasn't like everyone just showed up, let's pick it up, put the sneakers on, let's go. They were planning this yesterday, getting these dunks ready, and that's what the pros do, and they should be proud of themselves.
I'm going to put my final touch on this.
Sure.
For the last 3 or 4 months, everybody has had to stay in, more or less. And these guys, what do? In the springtime? They travel every weekend for AAU or summer club basketball. So they came into this event not playing a lot of basketball. I was impressed with their physical conditioning. If you don't play ball for 3 or 4 months, you could be tired, you could be out of shape. You could also pick up some lazy habits. I didn't see that tonight. I saw the talent with good instincts, and I thought their conditioning, Vince, was better than I thought it would be.
Yeah, that's a great point. If you notice, it wasn't sloppy basketball.
Exactly.
They actually were playing, cutting, moving, passes were on time. They were playing defense. If you watch the bubble with the NBA in the first couple games, it was pretty sloppy. So I think these young men, they've been working on something. They've been in the gym, they've been training, they may be doing some outside work, but they look like they were ready to play, and it showed with the quality of the game we had tonight.
It was quality up and down the board and also up and down the floor. That'll do it tonight. We'll get set to say so long. It was quite the game. Team Jones with the victory, and up and down, plenty of points scored. Almost got to 100. That's a true all-star game. Our all-stars here tonight, Vince Baldwin from Nike, Paul Biancardi from ESPN. I'm Corey Hodges. I want to thank you again for hopping aboard, paying some of that money. I know that's a tough thing right now. Believe you me, I know it. So to be able to put up some of those coins and some of that cash tonight to pay for this pay-per-view, it was like we had a primetime fight here tonight. We kind of did, an all-star battle, and it was quite something. We certainly enjoyed it. We hope that you all did as well. So for everyone, again, and also Marcus and Lisa Burnett, this entire SUV TV team, and everyone here that put this event on, a lot of work to keep everything clean, healthy, and safe. What more can you say? That's all I have to say. We're done for the night. From Antioch, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville, making music in the Music City. So long on this Monday night on SUV TV. For the main event, it was fun. Good night.